Hollow Knight would be awesome in Smash. What's up, guys? I'm G5 Cosmos here for Game 5 Smash. And normally on this channel we make Smash videos, and this is kind of a Smash video, but lately I've been playing Hollow Knight, and I've been loving this game so much. What actually got me interested in playing this game is I saw Nairo streaming it, and to me the game kind of looked like it controls like Smash, so I really was craving another game with this kind of like fast-paced action that Smash gives you, like competitively, and this game looked like a single-player version of that. So I tried it out, and it actually really does feel a lot like Smash to play this game. And also, it feels like the developers may be Smash players, because the way they designed this character, he already has a pretty much complete Smash moveset. So now, to start this off, I should say, I said Hollow Knight would be amazing in Smash. The character's name is not actually Hollow Knight, he's just the Knight. So if he was in Smash, it would be Knight. Or the Knight. I don't know, it'd be a little weird, but not as weird as Hero. So anyway, I'm going to take you through his moveset. There are very few things that I'm actually not sure about, like what would be. For a lot of them, there's a very clear answer for every kind of move, so it works out really nicely. So let's get right into it, starting with the normals. So your jab, and I guess there is sort of like a little issue here with jab and forward tilt, but your jab is just going to be this. So if you'll notice, if you press this twice, you will do like a varied swing. So the first one is like one way, and then the second one goes the other way. So this could be a jab 1 and 2. And what I think is going to be a big part of this that may be similar to Mega Man is that he may actually have a few moves do the same thing, like how Mega Man has pellets for his jab, forward tilt, and neutral air. I think that we could potentially have this for the Knight's jab, forward tilt, and forward air. So this is what I'm thinking, but they could, of course, invent new moves for this. But anyway, this would be jab, and if you're moving forward doing this move, then you would be able to do the same move. So in this case, this would be forward tilt. Again, it could be, they could also alter it so that the jab is just the first hit, potentially, and then if you do the forward tilt, then it's that other hit as the second hit is the forward tilt, and they could just be single hit moves, like a Roy kind of jab, for example, or a... most forward tilts are single hit, so the regular kind of forward tilt. And then for the up tilt, you have this. It's already a perfect up tilt. It's just a swipe upwards, like so. Down tilt is one of, if not the only move that he has absolutely nothing for, because if you press down and A on the ground, it doesn't do anything different from neutral. So he does have a down air, which we'll talk about in a little moment, but down tilt, they would have to create something. I'm thinking it would either be sort of a poke downwards like Marth, or maybe a sweep downwards, kind of like Ike. Could be very simply done with the same kind of general swinging that he's doing right here. Okay, and then we move on to the dash attack. So for the dash attack, this is where I'm going to stop for a moment and tell you guys that there are some spoilers in this video. Nothing story related, although you might consider abilities more important than story in a game like this anyway. So I am going to be showing off a lot of late game abilities, some early game abilities as well. But if you want to not be spoiled about some of the abilities, you may want to, hesitate from watching the rest of the video. But again, you're not going to find out where they are or anything in the game, or really too much about how they work. But anyway, for the dash attack, I think the best option is dash slash. So in this game, you have to charge it up because it's one of your nail arts. But if you charge up a nail art by holding the A button, and then you perform a dash at the same time, you will let a dash slash go out. So this will basically be, without the charge in Smash. He'll just dash forward and do a slash like that. I don't think it'll be quite that big, because it's kind of massive in this game, even without any charms equipped. By the way, for the Smash moveset, if you're familiar with Hollow Knight, I'm going to have no charms, pretty much nothing that you would get from charms. So I unequipped all charms. This is just basic range, basic everything. I'm thinking we're going to have a lot of sort of late game abilities of Hollow Knight, or of the Knight, I should say, in Smash, but not any of the charm abilities, because then that gets kind of crazy. But yeah, so dash attack is just going to be this this lunge forward with a slash like that. So that will be his dash attack. Okay, now we can move on to the aerials. So again, this is where we have some of that conundrum about, do we want to keep everything like the Mega Man pellets to have the same move for everything? Because if you look at this move, if you do what the equivalent of a neutral air is in Hollow Knight, the Knight swings his sword forward, which, or his nail, I should say, forward, which only really hits in front of you. So I would say this has to be forward air, if anything. It's basically the same move as the move you do on the ground. So if he's going to have this move, it's going to have to be forward air. This can't be neutral air. So we do have something else for neutral air. But so far, I'm thinking that they could definitely make it so that jab, forward tilt, and forward air are all the same move. even back air. So again, you might be thinking this is a little crazy, but since they did this with Mega Man, I could see back air just being a forward air that turns you around, kind of like Villager and Isabelle. So because in this game, if you move around in the air, you can turn around anytime you want, which is another thing that I want to talk about a little bit later when we talk about how Hollow Knight game mechanics may be brought into Smash or may be neglected to be brought into Smash for convenience purposes. But anyway, so this is definitely forward air, and I would say it could be back air as well, but they could just make a back air that looks like, you know, forward air, but he just swings the nail behind him and doesn't turn around. Pretty simple kind of concept there. Up air, very straightforward, very obvious. This is clearly his up air. It's a slash upward. The hitbox is not just straight above because it kind of like swings above his head in sort of a diagonal arc, so it will cover a little bit of horizontal range too. In the game, in Hollow Knight, this move has a kind of ridiculous range, so they may have to nerf that a little bit, but that's like little things there. But this will be a good juggling up air right here. And down air. So the interesting thing about down air, I don't think we have any enemies in this area. I specifically wanted to avoid areas with enemies. But this down air, if you hit an enemy with it, you will bounce upward off of them. So this is kind of like Link down air in Smash, and I think that this would be a cool mechanic to be brought over to Smash, is to have him bounce off of things, enemies or other hurt boxes, when he down airs them. And as for the hitbox, so as for all the hitboxes, I guess I'll just mention this now, or the knockback properties. I think that the Knight should be designed with sort of a Sheik kind of concept, where his moves are generally very weak, but the frame data and combo potential is really good. Now, obviously, I don't want him to be as bad as Sheik, but so in other words, I do think this down air will spike, but it'll be an incredibly weak spike, maybe even weaker than Kirby's, or like kind of like Little Mac strength down air. But you will bounce off of people, so that will potentially give you an opportunity to spike them again. Depending on how broken this is, this may need to be nerfed so that there's like a lot of lag on the down air in the air. I think that's fine to do as well. And this goes for all the moves, because I think his frame data and end lag should be really good. But I think he should have very low damage, you know, low knockback, but on the majority of his normals, but do have a lot of combo potential. All right, so that's up air, down air, forward air, back air, essentially. The neutral air, there's something interesting about the neutral air, because there's another possibility where this move might be used for something else. But one potential option for the neutral air is to use the Cyclone Slash. So it's this. Oops, that's not the Cyclone Slash. Excuse me. Gotta hold up while I do that. Is this. So this is kind of massive. It would have to be smaller if this is a neutral air, and I'm hoping that it will not be the neutral air, because I have a much better place for this move when we're going to talk about the specials. But it may need to be based on something else that we're, you know, using everything that we have in his kit. Anyway, but otherwise, I think he should just get an original neutral air, a new neutral air. He could either, you know, spin, flip with his nail, or he could do like a Marth, kind of like swing it back and forth. You know, basically there are so many kind of sword airs that they could take it from. In order to make a character, you know, like this work. Very simple, just to add an air to him. Okay, and that brings us to the smash attacks. So the smash attacks, they really gave him smash attacks for all of them. Now, this is a good time for me to bring up that there are a few of these moves that you get upgraded versions of in the game, and they turn black and kind of shadowy. This is, again, a spoiler, so keep that in mind. But I'm going to presume that in Smash you would have the base versions of these moves where they don't have the shadow effect. So for any move that this applies to, I'm going to show a clip on the screen when we talk about that move to show you what it would be like. But the forward smash, fortunately, is not one of these moves. So the forward smash is another one of the nail arts. The forward smash is called Great Slash, and it looks like this. So I picture this being kind of like a Meta Knight forward smash. It's just this kind of like large wave type swing in front of him. It has a little bit more range than most of his moves. This will be pretty strong. This will be one of his better ways of getting kills. I think it should be a little bit slow, again, kind of like Meta Knight, but maybe also like Meta Knight, not have too much lag. Obviously, the startup that I'm showing you right here, it wouldn't have. But this could be the charge animation. If he's charging a smash, you could see those little you know, balls of light emanating into him like that, which would be pretty cool. Alright, and then for down smash, so this is one of the moves that I'm going to be doing the black version of because I have the upgraded version of it, but you'll see the clip on the screen. But first I'll show you the regular black one. So the Desolate Dive is the name of the base one. I think it's called like the Abyss Dive for the upgraded one, and it looks like this. So the down smash will be kind of like a lot of other newer Smash characters down smashes where he jumps in it. I think the clip I'm showing you has him doing it from the air, but obviously in Smash he won't be able to do it from the air. So he will just, you know, dive into the ground, and it has, you know, a big hitbox around both sides of him. He could potentially jump over moves. Honestly, in Smash, I hate those kind of down smashes that jump over things, but you know what? It's literally right in the game already, so they can't not use it like this. And that will be the down smash. I'll show you one more time. I don't want to run out of the soul meter here because I do need that to show you a few other moves. Okay, and then we have the up smash, which is going to be Howling Wraiths. Again, the upgraded version of it is like Shriek something. I forget the exact name of it. But this move is kind of like a Lucas up smash. I'll show you right now. It shoots this big blast above them. Again, they may have to be nerfed, so it's not quite that massive. But it shoots this, yeah, this large blast above them. I think in Smash it should be pretty slow, pretty strong. Again, Lucas up smash really seems to fit the bill for how this one would work. So now what I'm just showing you right there is going to be the first of your special moves, or actually not the first, but I'm going to use it to get to an area where I can show you more of the special moves. So this one again is based on like an ability that we, it has an upgraded dark form, shadow form, whatever you want to call it. But fortunately the shadow form has a little cooldown before it replenishes, so I can show you what is essentially going to be the side B right away. So the side B is going to be dash like this. So ignore the one where he turns black, it's going to be the one where he looks regular. So by pressing side B, you get this short little dash where you can go back and forth, you can go any direction. It has a bit of cooldown, so you can see I can't dash right out of it, but I can dash like as it's over. In Smash it'll probably have a little bit more cooldown, but I think it is going to be a movement option in Smash in terms of the moveset that I imagine, because I want him to be pretty slow. If you look, this will be his run speed in Smash. He's not very quick on the ground without using any charms or without using the dash. But with the dash, he can cover space much better. So I like this mechanic of making him a pretty slow on the ground character who can use this dash as a kind of a mobility option rather than like an attack, because it doesn't have a hitbox. Now, you also see the black variant of it. This is an option. This could be used as a roll because, again, spoiler alert, but when you get this black version of the dash in Hollow Knight, the game, he has some invincibility frames during this, so this could be his roll animation, is the dark one, or they could just give him a normal roll and keep his dash regular. By the way, the dash is called Mothwing Cloak. And then we have, I think it's called Crystal Heart is the ability you get. You get a super dash where you can charge your dash. It's actually done with a different button, but you can charge it up and you basically just keep traveling as far as you ever want to, and you can stop it by pressing the jump button, and then you have a lot of cooldown after you stop it. And I think this move would be fantastic for as an addition to side B, where you hold down the side B and you have to let it charge fully. You in Hollow Knight, the game, you can't do this in the air, but in Smash, I think you'll have to be able to do it in the air, because this is going to be one of your main recovery options, is that you can charge up this side B and then you move really far with it. You will not have any hitboxes on this. Again, it's just sort of for mobility. Or actually, excuse me, the charged one could have a hitbox on it, because it does in this game, where it has like a little weak hitbox as it collides with things. But then if you hit an opponent, you will stop. And again, it will have a lot of cooldown if you stop it in the air, or if you stop it just anytime you're moving it. See how long it takes me to double jump out of that. By the way, the double jump is something else we'll get to, but it takes a long time. So I'm going to go down here so I can take some damage to show you what the... to show you two more of the special moves, actually, not just one more. Okay, so let's let this guy hit me once. Okay, I'm going to hit him once, and now you'll see the neutral B. So the neutral B is another one of these moves, or actually I'll just kill this guy because he's kind of annoying. These guys are a little bit easier to demonstrate on. So the neutral B is going to be Vengeful Spirit, which is one of the first abilities you get in Hollow Knight. Again, you're going to see me doing a black version of it, but I'll show a clip on the screen of the actual version. And it is this large projectile that fires this sort of wraith across the screen. And this will be a pretty slow but pretty strong projectile that you can use in the game. And what it is going to use is, if you look on the top left, we also have this soul meter, right? So you see that little skull circle with the two eyeballs on it. So this is your soul meter, and this is going to be a big factor in using a few moves in your Smash moveset. So in the game Hollow Knight, they do apply to your up smash and down smash, what I've been calling those moves. But in Hollow Knight, they're going to be applied to the neutral B, which I just showed you, which is Vengeful Spirit, and your down B, which actually doubles as a held down neutral B in the game Hollow Knight. And this is going to be the it's called Focus, and this actually lets you heal. So I think this is going to be one of the most interesting mechanics that he has in the game, because if you look, you see my health is on the top there. I have those 3 missing health spots right there, and by holding B, you can actually heal, and this will deplete your soul meter. So you build up soul by hitting enemies, and I think this would be such a cool mechanic in Smash, because they have so many mechanics in Smash already that reward you for getting hit by your opponent, but this one would solely reward you for hitting your opponent. And then you can hold down B, and it's very slow, and you see how I gradually regain health until my soul meter runs out. In Smash, I think this would be 1 or 2% per, every time that every click that you charge it up to, basically, until your soul meter runs out. And I think this is such a cool ability because we already have healing abilities like Wii Fit Trainer's deep breathing, so there are definitely already abilities that you can use to heal 1 or 2%. It's not anything crazy broken, especially because using the focus takes a long time, and if you're gonna do it in you'll never get away with doing this in neutral or whatever. You'll always get hit if you're trying to do it. It's basically like if you hit your opponent off stage, you then have the option: do I want to go for this? Do I want to heal here, or do I want to go after my opponent? Which could make him kind of campy, but I think it's just a really cool way of implementing what the Knight does in this game into Smash. And that's going to be most of it. The only thing we haven't talked about yet is going to be your up B. So here's the thing. We have 2 options for the up B. In Hollow Knight, you have this ability called the Monarch Wings, which is literally just a double jump. So this is a double jump that you can use anytime you want, and it has this flashy animation. So I think it would be great if Monarch Wings here was just your double jump animation. A friend of mine suggested that it could also be like a Ness style double jump where it's a little bit slower but takes you pretty high. That is something they could do as well. I would be fine with it just being a regular double jump, and I think that's just great as well. But it could also be used as your up B, and if it's used as your up B, I think that would be the condition where I would have the Cyclone Slash that we mentioned earlier as your neutral air. Because if we're not having the Monarch Wings as up B, and by the way, if it was up B, it would basically be kind of like Mega Man up B, where I don't know if it would go that high, but it would basically not put you in free fall or anything. It would be just like a third double jump, maybe a little bit higher, that lets you act out of it with whatever you want. Obviously, you can only use it once before you land. But anyway, yes. So if we're treating this as the double jump, then I think the only option for an up B, or the best option left for an up B, would be the Cyclone Slash. It's very similar to Link up B, and they could easily just make this, kind of travel diagonally in the air if you're using it in the air. Actually, I can use it in the air to show you. Of course, it's not actually going to bring me upwards if I use it in the air in this game, but I think that would be good as an up B as long as they just give it some upwards momentum. Plus, it could be used out of shield. It could be pretty quick, and could be a decent KO option that he has as well. So that's pretty much the entire moveset. I'm not sure if I left anything out. I'm pretty sure that's generally it. Get up attack and stuff like that. You're not going to see, too much of that. Or they could just give him a very simple animation to simulate whatever that would be. But I think that's the general moveset. So one other thing I wanted to mention is some of the properties of how the Knight moves in this game. So they made an effort to make a very tight control, which, by the way, this game feels amazing to control. And in doing so, the Knight will actually not... he basically has no aerial acceleration needed. Like, he accelerates and decelerates instantly. There's also a value in Smash called aerial friction that nobody ever talks about because doesn't really matter, but aerial friction is when, if you're drifting forward and you let go of the stick without holding back, how quickly does your character stop in place? It was actually one of the things that threw me off when I started playing this game, because if you play Smash, then you know that if you want to drift forward and stop drifting forward, you have to hold back, so that way you kind of counter your forward momentum. But in this game, if you drift forward and you let go of the stick, you'll just stop in place. So I think it would be interesting if they implemented some of this, in addition to the fact that he turns around in the air when you move back or forward into Smash. But if they do it to, exactly like it is in this game, I think it'd be pretty broken, because imagine being able to, like, space this freely. But I think it would be cool if they implemented some of that, where he has, like, really, really good aerial acceleration, perhaps. He doesn't have to have, like, crazy air speed, but, like, the ability to just kind of stop himself in the air really easily, make him feel more like he does in this game. Again, not a necessary thing, but it's just something cool that would be really nice if they implemented it that way. And as for frame data, obviously really good frame data. I'd say that this full hop double fair, for example, kind of works out already in this game, like full hop double up air as well. Maybe double down air, although again, they'll probably nerf the down air, so you can't do that. And then short hop, I don't know if your short hop should be quite this low, because this is really tiny. It's kind of broken, honestly. So short hop could be more like this. So then you can only get a single attack out in a short hop. And yeah, that's the general premise of it. Right now, this would be my most desired character to be put in Smash. Although they are coming out with a sequel to Hollow Knight called Silk Song, which is based around another character called Hornet, who has a similar moveset to the Knight here, and I think that would be really, really great. Also, I apologize for constantly saying Hollow Knight would be in Smash. This guy is not Hollow Knight, he's just the Knight. The Knight from Hollow Knight in Smash would be so cool. Also, as for stages, they could have like a tour of the different environments. I think that would be pretty cool. I don't want to get too much into stages, but yeah, I think this character would be such a cool character to be implemented because he already has so many moves like a Smash character. He would have some cool combos that he can do, a lot of cool mobility options, as well as the really interesting healing mechanic, which is not something that we've seen too much of in Smash already. And that's going to do it for this video, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think of the Knight, not Hollow Knight, as he would be in Smash. And if you want any other characters to be DLC, let me know what they would be. If you guys could subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate that. And thank you guys for watching. Bye-bye.